co-main?
Boots Ennis.
Boots. Okay. One thing, we were talking about Spence and Crawford a couple weeks ago and the punching power with Spence, more of a heavy-handed guy, with that thudding power, and Crawford with that snap, that speed and power combination. Boots has both.
Yeah.
This man,
it looks like
it's kind of unfair. You're supposed to have one power or the other. He literally has that heavy thudding power in his hands, in his fists, but with the snap and the quick and the speed and the Mike Tyson snap power, he's just a problem, man. And he's so hydrated at welterweight while being so big, but he's not drained and getting down there. He's so big and healthy. He's the problem.
Was it an interview with you where he said he doesn't really struggle that much at lightweight?
Yeah, because I asked
FightHype.com, of course.
Well, his cheeks weren't sunken. He wasn't drained or nothing. And then he gets up on the scale. He looks huge. He gets in fight night. He's rehydrated to 160. And look, he's just a monster.
But I think that also comes with age. As Shawn got older, it got harder to make.
But he's also, Boots isn't like that young. Was he 27?
24.
Is he 24?
Still just 24, man.
Yeah, 30 is different.
Oh, of course.
Once you hit 30, Carson.
I mean, by 30, he could be at 168. Who knows? He's a big kid. I don't know where he's going.
What's sad you saying like he could be 168. I think once he gets to he's right there, but once he's never getting Crawford, Spence. They're gone.
Well, he said he's willing to go up to 54.
Keep
after.
He really chase him?
Yeah, he'll chase him.
So
that gives him a chance to actually get them because it's not going to happen at 47.
And I'm not even sure if the fight needs like this deep analysis. He smoked him the whole first round and then
easy work
and then knocked him out.
Well, like Spence from round one, busy right away.
Ant and I appreciated the jab. He's working the jab, working levels, high low. And then gets him out of there. I have no clue who he's going to fight next. No idea.
Yeah, man, Carson was literally lost.
It'll be a cold day in hell when Keith Thurman fights that guy. Because he mentioned it again with Zittel, and he's mentioned it in a couple interviews. Keith's not fighting that guy. I don't know who's going to fight him.
I don't know.
Stan Jonas fight is a good fight. I mean, everybody would pick Boots.
Ant mentioned that.
Yeah, but that's a live prime body in there with him, a strong, a good fighter. That'd be a good step up for him.
Ugas forced into that fight when he comes back in 2023?
All these veterans don't want to fight him.
None of the veterans want to fight him.
You're going to be forced into it.
I can't see Louis DeCubas making that fight for
doing his mans like that.
Yeah, I can't see that happening.
Who else he going to fight?
So
you're not getting a big dog.
I think the maturation is supposed to be Stanionis. I think because of what do you call them, eliminators and so on and so forth. I think if that fight is made and he fights Stanionis, winner should be fighting winner of
the undisputed.
Yeah, it's hard to say that because while saying that, I'm like, I think we should be looking at rematches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
So we'll see
maybe
what happens.
54, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
What about your guy coming back and fighting him, Danny Garcia? He calling out everybody else.
No, Danny going to 54.
Yeah.
When he comes back, he'll be back at 154.
And Shawn, if he was going to come back, would come back at 54 as well.
Yeah. and you know what's wild?
He's not coming back.
We was watching it and we're like, who he's going to call out? Guess who he says he wants him to call out? Shawn Porter.
Who? He said that?
I did say that. I was like, that would make me chuckle.
That's Carson the manager, not Carson Shawn.
I'll tell you what, though. What's cool is people like still talk about me. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool.
Shawn's
man.
like, go ahead, call me out. Nah, I'm retired. I'm retired.
Yeah.
You guys
touch me and I'll sue.
Who you guys want to see him in the ring? Who you guys want to see him in the ring with?
Yeah, that Boots is.
Say in the comments.
Gosh,
the world.
He is a monster.
I want to see him fight any and everybody.
Connor Ben's too early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shawn got mad at us last time for saying he washes these guys, but as Ant and I were literally throwing out names, I was like,
we couldn't come up with
washes
nothing.
them, washes them.
Yeah, we couldn't come up with nothing.
He is,
for those levels.
Yeah.
But not the top level. He does not wash Terrence Crawford. He does not wash.
No.
We didn't mention either of those two guys.
I want to go back to that, but that's where my angst came from hearing those.
I do think outside of those two gentlemen, I do think he beats. I think he beats Keith now. I think he beats Ugas now. I think he beats Virgil Ortiz now. Those are the only two that I'm like, man, it'd be tough fights. Everyone else,
Connor Ben,
out of there.
It's nobody.
I'm curious about the fight with Stanionis, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's
they're both
fight.
young. It kind of at this point it is what it is. If you want to be a world champion, that's probably the fight for you for both those guys. And I'm curious, just stylistically of how that fight plays
Hopefully
out.
that happens because that is one.
I
of the
like
good
that
fights.
fight. Yeah,
it's a
I
good
think
fight.
Boots stops him. But
I would
that's
agree.
because he's Boots, you know.
And how he gets there is what intrigues me. You know what I mean? So
How he deal with the pressure.
He had maybe one of the best answers to Zittel. We can close on Boots on this. Zittel was saying, well, how you think you finish him? Southpaw orthodox? He said, I might just square up and stop him that way, which is just hilarious.
Well, yeah, and he started orthodox in the first round, finished southpaw in the first round, came out southpaw in the second round, switched orthodox, got the knock. I mean, damn, it's just saucy.
Yeah, he's unreal. But main event.
And Errol Spence was there ringside to get a good look at it. And
They
they
went
had
back
a
and
few
forth.
words. Yeah.
he wasn't there to get a good look at it.
Oh, no.
Hey,
He's saying
he could have been
he's-
chilling in the back with Charlo. You know,
he
as
came
Charlo
out
said in the
early.
midst.
You ever seen me chill in the back?
You don't have
You don't
anyone
like
that
to
trains
talk
I'm
under
not
your
a chill in the
training.
back kind of person,
Yeah.
Sean. No, but he could have easily have
Yeah.
said, "Let me not give this young guy any clout," and not he could have been calculating about it, but he said, "No, let me pull up.
Errol's-
I'll watch this fight."
Errol Spence.
Shout out to Errol for that.
Yeah, he
it
said,
actually gave
better-
the young man some shine.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
you better be
Yeah.
careful what you reel in. But main event, all the belts, all the marbles. That's what Errol said. Yeah.
Errol said
he
that.
did. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you just came
No,
up with that one.
because
Thought you just pulled
Boots
that
was
one.
like, hey, I'm ready to go fishing.
I
And
heard that.
He said, hey,
Yeah.
better be careful what you reel
Yeah.
in.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's
All
do
right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.